Welcome back to another edition of DB2 Bets, brought to you by Betstamp, where we use that Betstamp app to find the best odds available across all different sportsbook, and by the Dean Blundell Network. Visit deanblundell.com for all things DB2 and other sports podcasts and news as well. It's your host, Josh Elijah. Hopefully you've been enjoying the holidays and having some time to relax. We were actually just talking about this with the holidays. Never really any time to relax or decompress or anything. It's always go, go, go. But hopefully you have been enjoying the holidays as well. I'm here with my right-hand man, Jesse McKay, a.k.a. Birdman. How you doing, buddy?
Good. What's going on, fellas? How you doing?
Oh, just kicking it. And then obviously we have our homeboy and now podcast regular on the show as well. Good pal of ours, Jesse Joosten. Jesse,
not too bad. What's going on with you?
Just chilling over here, man. Just kind of taking a step back here from all the holiday festivities. Was old Santa Claus good to you guys over the holidays?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Just rocking it.
Yeah,
just rocking it.
I got socks again. Can't remember anything else I got, but
oh hell yeah! No,
socks is all I needed at this point in time.
You can't go wrong with those feet tarps, you know. A bird. Anything special for you over the holidays?
This is gonna sound super lame, but I got a blanket. But
Ooh,
I'm
essentials.
saying the same thing, dude. It's the same as socks. It's in that same tier. It's like I'm never gonna go like spend my own money on that, but getting that as a gift is amazing. You know?
Oh, absolutely. Socks,
Oh,
underwear, blankets, absolutely. I'd have to say my favorite gift over the holidays was this two-piece Costco sweatsuit that I got going on here. I even got the matching bottoms, if you can see down there. Oh man, that was I think I just wanted it because I'll like one day just show up and start working at Costco unannounced. I think my long-term plan, like before I just go into retirement, I'll probably just go down to maybe 2 days a week and start serving up like samples of taquitos at Costco. I think for me that is like my ideal scenario as I head into retirement. So hopefully I can maybe get there by 50.
That's very fitting.
I'm guessing it came in like a 5-pack of shirts and pants, right?
Yeah, and underwear.
Yeah.
And
you got a whole uniform set up for the next like month.
Exactly.
Yeah, you just
with
need
a
a name
complimentary
tag.
T-shirt. Exactly. Speaking of which, our boy Bird actually here, Jesse, went for his first ever Costco experience of his life. Picked up.
What's going on?
I mean,
he's got the Kirkland brand shirt now too, and everything. He's one of us. He's one of us.
Got a Kirky boy on. You know what I'm saying?
I feel left out. God damn! I didn't know. I was at Costco yesterday.
Oh my goodness!
Wow,
could have matched.
That place is incredible. Holy,
yeah.
Maybe we'll do that for our next DB2 Christmas holiday party. We'll just go to Costco and have a
you should do a podcast live in Costco.
Exactly.
Yes.
Just use their equipment they have set up there with all of the electronics. It's like, sir, please don't touch that. Oh man. Well, it's good to have the boys here. We're gonna make this one short and sweet because I'm going to be heading over to Jesse's place to drink about 14 beers in about an hour. So we're gonna lock and load it for Thursday night football as well. But before we jump into our picks here, if you guys remember a few episodes ago, back at the beginning of the NHL season, we had the over-unders for our hockey picks when it comes to team total points. And Jesse has been logging them. And I guess it would be a good time to maybe check in to see if some of these actually have legs or if these picks are just dead in the water.
Yeah. Who wants to be the first to go here?
Well, I mean, Jesse Joosten.
No, I'll read them. But
okay. I am the guest.
Want to start?
Yeah.
You know what? We'll start with you.
Might as well get her over with. Let's go.
He's the guest on the show. We got to start.
The guest of honor, of course. I mean, some of these are kind of tough. I'll run through one that looks like it's going to hit, and then like one that is definitely not going to hit.
What? Crazy. All right,
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
Those stats, okay?
Okay, so we got Senators over 85.5. I think that still has potential.
Yeah,
it still has potential.
It
only
does.
34 games in, they got 33 points, which is not great, but like, you know, it's attainable.
Well, they're hovering right at 500, right? And I feel like with some of the new pieces that they have on this team, and it's taken a little bit of time for them to kind of
they'll figure it out.
some
Right.
sort of cohesiveness with the team. But I feel like that actually does have some legs. 33 and like 85.5. That's not a lot. So we're not even halfway throughout the season. So we have to remember that as well.
A lot of game left. A lot of game left.
A lot of puck to be played.
You're still not making playoffs with 85.5 either. So
no. Nobody's
never said
it's
anything about playoffs, did I?
No. But I'm just saying, like, we weren't expecting them to be good. You know what I mean? So you could definitely still hit 85.5.
I think that's attainable.
All right.
So your other one that is looking kind of beat right now is Golden Knights under 97.5.
Yeah,
I mean, like
those guys,
they're so good.
Where did the
sitting
goalies
at 50
come
points.
From? What happened there? Like,
I know, right?
They've been juicing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Logan
that Vegas
Thompson.
Juice.
Yeah, Logan Thompson.
Guy's sick.
Just kicking my ass on that one. That's for sure.
Yeah,
and I love to see it. I do love to see it. I'm on the bandwagon. I really like them. Just I wasn't expecting it. That's all.
Well, you look at last year; they were kind of underwhelming, right? So you kind of figured like maybe they're on the downtrend, but they're looking nice.
I think a lot of it was based on like their goalie situation, but that hasn't seemed to be the problem at all. So, I think that's why, like, they're sitting atop the first in Western Conference. So, they're gonna have to go on some kind of a skid if they're not going to hit that.
Yep. Okay, we'll go to mine. I think my L word is going to be Panthers under 105.5. They're sitting at 500 and 34 points. So I think that's going to hit. L word. I think it's going to be a lock. Like, I don't know. You got to go on like a serious tear.
Why'd you do it?
Because I'm not
so
confident.
Good at not saying the L word.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that one.
Yeah, I don't know with Tkachuk. Like, it doesn't seem like they have the kind of traction that everyone thought they would have. 105.5 is pretty aggressive.
That's high.
That is high. So I definitely like that pick there.
And Bob, come on, Bob.
Oh, he
Get
stinks.
your fucking game going.
He stinks.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Okay, my total like freaking loss here. Like, which one do I go with? Because they're pretty bad. We could take our pick between Devils under 88.5 or Canucks over 93.5. Which one do you think is worse?
I think the Canucks, though, they come out of nowhere. They come out of the woodwork the second half of the year. So I don't know why they always do it. It's still a deadly and a long shot, but the Devils, Devils are looking all right.
Yeah, I think the Devils are gonna get over 88.5, but like they had like 60 points last year, you know what I mean? So I don't think it was that outlandish to think 88.5 is a huge jump,
No, that was probably the biggest upset of the year so far.
Yeah. If you bet over on that, like you're looking pretty nice.
The Wild over too is looking okay at 101.5, and they're playing decent puck. They're at 42 right now. We're not even halfway throughout the season, so I kind of like that one too. The Canucks, man. I mean, like, you don't know, because it's like, are they going to blow it up this year? Like, because we were just talking about how poor the management is, and whether or not like they're actually going to try and blow it up, or if they're going to keep this squad together. So. If they do go on some kind of a run, 93.5 could hit. But as of right now, they're sitting at 35 points. So it's kind of a toss-up.
It's tough.
It's not as bad as you may think. Not as bad as some of mine that I'm looking at over here too. If you want to be able to.
I think my bias on that one was just from the start they had. Like right out of the gate, it was like, oh, it's not hitting. Like, there's no shot.
5 games in, you're like, oh,
was it 8 games that they lost?
Yeah, something like that. They were like 7-2 or something like.
Yeah,
it was just so bad.
It's pretty tough.
They like giving themselves a handicap and then build themselves back.
Yeah.
They don't want to be too good.
Any favors. So Josh, your Leafs over 107.5. I'm actually really digging that. I mean, I actually took them to win the President's Trophy, so that was like a little side bet I did, but you got to get past Boston for that. But 107.5, like, man, you're already halfway there.
Yeah,
they're
exactly
50 points. So
50 right now. They're playing
only
incredible
35
hockey.
games played, so
yeah,
it's looking nice. Your other lock is definitely Blackhawks under 66.5.
Yeah. We'll toss the L word on that one too. 66
yes.
and a half. They're
sitting at 20 points.
20 points, dead last in the league. Yeah.
Yep.
That's
In the
the
league?
entire NHL. So
they're bad.
Let's take the under on that.
Your other two are a little,
a little sketchy.
I don't know, a little sketchy. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but I think we'll know within like 2-3 weeks. It's pretty much going to be a lock.
Not the right way.
Yes, a lock for the L.
A lock for the L. Yeah.
Ducks over 79.5. That's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Blue Jackets over 79.5. I get the rationale behind that. They picked up Johnny Gaudreau, but man, they're bad.
They're so doo-doo. They're they're last in the Eastern. So
you got our boy Boone. He's out for a month and a half with a thumb injury.
Yeah. So all of my teams here, basically, I picked the three worst teams, and it looks like I think across the board here, we're looking at about 50-50 here. So if we're breaking even, I'm okay with that. It sucks to not win money, but it also doesn't suck to not lose money, if you catch my drift. So
yeah,
I think all in all, if we could just break even, that's all we try to do on this show. It's just not lose money.
Yeah.
I think it's some pretty wise words.
Set that bar right high.
There.
Right there.
Yeah. B. Yeah. We like a B on our report card. So we'll take that. But we'll definitely be checking in with how those are progressing towards maybe the second third of the season, or towards the final stretch of playoff push and what have you. We'll have a better idea maybe around the trade deadline to see where some
trade deadline. That's a good marker for sure.
Good time to check in on that. But with that being said, we do have some picks here that we're going to be capping off the year of 2022. December 30th, we got some picks for Friday, December 30th, and for January 1st, we got some NFL action as well. But just all in all, throughout this year, it's been great. We've had a lot of great episodes. A lot of fun picks as well. There's been some flawless episodes as well, where we've hit 3 for 3 or 4 for 4. Then there's been some stinkers as well, but that's par for the course as well. But we just want to say thanks to all our listeners and everyone who's been supporting the show as well, because we can't do it without you guys. So thanks again for doing that. And obviously we preach this every episode as well. But make sure you check out Betstamp, download the app, use promo code DB2, visit betstamp.app/onboarding and use that promo code DB2 to open up any of the sports books that are available within your region. With that being said, moving forward, let's take a look here. Jesse, you got a couple NHL picks for us here for Friday, December 30th. Starting off with the Seattle Kraken. Hit me. Why are we taking Kraken?
I think this is going to be a winner. I think this is going to be one of those flawless weeks.
Ooh, let's do it.
Oh, I like it.
I like it.
Yeah. Don't bet on that. It's 50-50 like you said earlier. But
I'm clipping that.
I'm feeling good this time.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm taking Kraken over Oilers Moneyline. Just the Kraken, they're a sweet surprise. Like their team,
they are, man.
Up, with Burakovsky joining the team and Eberle actually taking charge. They're seeing the back of the net. They're looking all right. They're not hot, but they're not trash. So, and Oilers, they're just McDavid and Draisaitl. They're not enough. They're not enough.
Jack Campbell
beauty's on the ice there, but they're just not doing it. With Campbell and Skinner and net, when your team is scoring 4 points more than any other team, and you still can't get a win, that's not good.
That's not good. Yeah, I mean, I was surprised to see that this is basically a pick 'em, because it is in Seattle, and Seattle has the better record. They have the better record than the Oilers as well. And like you mentioned, it's Draisaitl or McDavid. Campbell obviously hasn't been playing very well. I don't even think he's going to get the start tomorrow. They're probably going to go with Skinner. So
Skinner's
the better of the two evils. So
yeah, he's been better.
Which
Campbell
sucks if you're an Oilers fan.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
I mean,
we dodged the bullet there.
Toronto got rid of him.
Absolutely, we're the Dubas is looking pretty smart for letting him walk. So yeah, I totally like it. Seattle Kraken. We're going to take them on the money line. The best odds out there are -107 and that is on Bet99, which is an app that we have used quite often as well. So again, go open up your BetStamp or your Bet99 account and throw some money on that as well. But minus 107, I feel like that's some pretty good odds. Again, this is kind of a pick 'em, so it doesn't make sense to take anything on the puck line here. We're just going to shoot them straight here with the money line pick at minus 107.
Sweet.
Moving along, we also have your Devils and Penguins play here. You were bouncing back and forth a little bit here, but you ultimately decided to go with the under on this. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, the under. Devils, they were coming in hot. They're kind of slowing down. Jasper Bratt isn't kind of holding up the team anymore.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
In the past 10 games, both teams have only, out of those 10 games, they've gone under 7 points for 7 out of 10 of those games.
Okay.
So both for
Great.
Pittsburgh and both for Devils. I did a little research myself.
Yep.
And it just makes sense to me,
Mm-hmm. Who do we have in net for the Devils? I think it's looking like it's going to be projected to be Vanacek. So and Jari's also been playing very well.
Yep.
Penguins all around. I mean, they're not the highest scoring teams either. So I definitely do like this underplay here. At 6.5. We got them over at BetChris. Never heard of the sportsbook before. I don't know what BetChris is, but it's the one that they had posted at minus 110. I think that you will see this pretty much across the board, and that's when we use BetStamp, we're able to see the different odds between different sports books and be able to get that better edge. I feel like 6.5 at minus 110 is going to be pretty universal across the different sports books here. So whether it's fucking Bet Chris or Bet Victor or whatever fucking bet book that you want to open up, it's looking like it's going to be minus 110. And that game is being played. Is that in Pittsburgh? It is in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I definitely like it. I like the under here. Great stat throwing that out there as well with the teams hitting the under the majority of the time there. So within the last 10 games as well. Devils have been reeling a little bit, but they're kind of touch and go. I feel like this is going to be a pretty good matchup. So we can expect a lower scoring game here as well.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out which was going to come out with a W, but that's why the under just made a little more sense.
Yeah, you were thinking that the Devils. So if you are to place a bet on either money line, you said that you would take the Devils.
I still think I'm going to go Devils. They've shown time and time again this year that they can beat bigger and better teams, and they're not afraid to do it. So
absolutely, yeah. So, but we're gonna keep ours. The one that we're gonna lock in for the episode here is Devils and Penguins under 6.5 goals on Bet Chris at minus 110.
Gotta go with Bet Chris.
I think I'm gonna open up a book just to see what they look like. Moving along though, we have a football pick as well. Pretty pumped for the final weeks of the season, whether it's fantasy playoffs for you and teams that are making a push going towards going into the playoffs and see who still has their head above water. But here we have a Steelers pick here. So tell us about the Steelers and Ravens game that we have going on for Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, so I'm going with the Steelers over the Ravens this week with a spread. It's 3.5, right?
Plus three.
Yeah, easy. That's an easy one.
Yeah, I definitely like it, but go on.
Kenny Pickett's back. He's not the greatest of all time, but he's starting to, find his wide receivers, They're actually using Deontay Johnson for the first time this fucking year. Too late.
What a bust.
That's my guy. I thought he was going to be sick.
He should have been your guy, but he hasn't been until now. And then Pickens is always looking good. So, and Najee Harris is finally stepping up a little bit. Not what we wanted him to be, and not what anyone was pushing for. He's still a bust, but he's looking a lot better than what he was before. So
just in time for me to miss the playoffs in one of my leagues. So
that's perfect.
Thank you for that time.
Great job, buddy.
Good for you, Najee.
Also, Steelers, they really want to win this. They're still fighting for a chance there, and Ravens really aren't. They're starting Tyler Huntley again. No Lamar to really hold the team up. Yep. So I think it's a safe one to go with the Steelers on this one.
Absolutely.
And the Steelers defense, they're all healthy again. So when they're all healthy, they're looking like a pretty good defense. So
You know, it's funny with the Steelers. Like Tomlin somehow gets them to an above 500 record every
Doesn't
year.
make any sense. I don't get it.
I don't know how he does it with just this fucking ragtag band of lunatics that he's got, but like it just works out every year. I don't get it, but yeah, I definitely do like +3 here. Most books we have, I've seen that have it at 2.5, and that scares me a bit. So when we were able to find +3, at least we have that option for the push.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
Feeling most confident on that one this week for sure.
yeah.
That's nice.
It's it is a tricky one. It's tough for me to bet on the Steelers because sometimes you just don't know what you're gonna get because they just don't score that much. So you know if there's a team that is able to get at least like a touchdown over them, then it's tough to cover that spread. But I feel like the spreads are always pretty close when it comes to Pittsburgh. I mean they have won some close games and lost some close games as well.
It's
but
do
yeah,
or die right now, man.
It's do or die.
So.
There's 2 more weeks left, and they have a chance to potentially make the playoffs. So they're gonna be. I don't if that happens, that's gonna be nuts. But I definitely like it. You know what the Baltimore has nothing about them that excites me right now. Obviously, Lamar being out, they just don't have anybody or anything, and they still are somehow 10-5. Like I
doesn't make sense.
They're boring to watch. I don't know. I'm shocked that they're actually in the position that they're in. Obviously, Lamar carrying that team for a bit before he ended up being injured. Are they getting him back before the playoffs?
I think they're just saving him for the actual playoffs. I think that's what they're doing. Smart play.
Yeah,
like you're already in. You might as well just keep them safe and healthy.
Exactly.
And activate them again when you need them. So.
Agreed. So yeah, we were able to find the Steelers at +3 there. So getting that half point really can make a difference sometimes, especially if it comes down to Justin Tucker hitting a game-winning field goal as he usually does.
Yeah.
So, for us to be able to have the opportunity to even have that push, I would love +3.5, but I wasn't able to find that anywhere. Most books have them at 2.5. So +3 is at -121, available on Bet99 as well. So Bet99 coming into the mix again. You might want to be able to parlay that Seattle Kraken game along with the Steelers on the spread +3 as well. Now, I
might just do that.
Yeah, might just do that. Might as well.
Just do it.
When you brought up the Steelers game, it automatically popped into my head that we should probably look at the under on this game too, because I've been winning a couple bucks throughout the past few weeks, betting the under for any game that Baltimore is playing. It worked when Baltimore. It worked when Baltimore
Steelers. This is a perfect under. Perfect.
I
perfect
see.
Storm.
I see like a potential 12-10 win for either team, something like that, maybe 13-10. So we might even get that push depending on
let's go
what side of the ball.
Let's go 13-10.
But
let's go more. I want to win that bad boy.
Well, if it's 13-10 for the Steelers, I mean, then we're safe.
Safe.
But yeah, it's looking like it's 35.5, and anytime, like I've just automatically every week I've been doing the under for Baltimore, and it's paid dividends. It's just I don't even have to look at who they're facing. It's just they don't put up points. Tyler Huntley can't pass for more than 5 fucking yards at a time. So and then Pickett, like you mentioned, he's not like anywhere close to being in that upper echelon of talented QBs, but this is going to be a low-scoring game. Not sure what the weather's looking like in Baltimore. Not sure if that's actually if that's effective or not. Do they play indoors or do they play outdoors?
Be a lot of rain this weekend because it's warmed up.
Like it's going to be a wet weekend. So yeah, I'm gonna. I like the under on this. I've seen it range between 34.5 to 35.5, but I was able to find the under 35.5 here at -110 on PointsBet. So mixing it up here a little bit with PointsBet, also a great app. So go ahead and check them out as well. I think it's safe to say. I don't know, Jesse. What do you think?
I'm in. I'm in. I
Let's
might just try it all on Chris Bet though.
I'm throwing my entire wallet on them.
I'm pretty sure they have Chris Bucks. They don't do real money. It's just Chris Bucks.
Christopher Bucks? Yeah. Christopher Bet? Let's do it. That's so whack. So we're going to go on the under 35.5 there, minus 110 for the Steelers and Baltimore game. Lots of crazy NFL action going on this weekend, but this is the game that we like the best. So we are going to roll with it, which brings us towards the end of our episode. Ding, ding, ding. It's the pick and roll brought to you by Betstamp. Use the Betstamp app to find the best odds out there across all different sports books and use promo code DB2 as well to be able to get all those sweet sign-up bonuses across all different sports books when you visit betstamp.app/onboarding. And by the Dean Blundell Network, visit deanblundell.com for all things DB2, all articles, sports podcasts, and news as well. Make sure you go check them out. But with that being said, here it is. I don't have a shot for me to be able to do it because it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, too early to fucking drink a shot. So I just got my coffee with Bailey's. Here we go. Cheers, gents. Starting off, we got the Seattle Kraken Moneyline minus 107, and that's available on Bet99 as they face the Oilers in Seattle. Then we have the Devils and the Penguins under 6.5 goals on Bet Christopher minus 110, followed by the Steelers +3 minus 121 on Bet99 as they face the Baltimore Ravens. And we're also going to touch the under on that for the Steelers and Ravens, 35.5 points under minus 110 on PointsBet as well. One more time for Jesse Joosten. Thank you so much for jumping on the show, my dude. I'll see you in about an hour as we can crush a few beers here and watch this Thursday night game as well. But yeah, once again, thank you so much for listening and supporting the show as well throughout this entire year. There's a lot of great stuff coming in down the pipe for 2023. We got some big announcements that are going to be rolling out even in January. So in the next couple of weeks, we'll be keeping you guys informed on some changes that are happening with the show. Nothing but exciting stuff. So really, really pumped to be bringing that to you guys as well. But for the last time this year, 2022, you've been great. Thank you so much. And we'll catch you in the new year.
Happy New Year's there, boys.
Woo!
Woo! Have a good one.